Hello everybody! Welcome to a late review. Sorry, I was going to get to, as you can see, 12 Strong originally, but whenever Megan and me got back last weekend, back from our trip to Shreveport, which was fun by the way, because we did actually go see 12 Strong while we were out there. One, I didn't bring the camera with us, just because I didn't want to hassle with it and all that fun stuff. But whenever we got back, we were just tired. And I was going to do it throughout the week, but I'm like, why not just wait so that way Megan can give her opinion as well, since we actually did both go see it together. So, I'll go ahead and ask this right here now. What did you think of this film?
Okay, we're talking about 12 Strong, right?
Of course. As y'all can tell, this is the same weekend as Death Cure, Maze Runner movie. And, of course, we're doing 12 Strong review first, because we'll get to Death Cure. Yeah, so what did you think about 12 Strong?
I liked it, but...
So there was a hard butt coming up.
And it's hard to put this into words. It was... like, it had a lot of heart and humanity. And it had Chris Hemsworth, of course.
Yeah.
Hunky Chris Hemsworth. But it just... some of the emotional payoffs didn't quite, pay off.
It didn't have as much heart as you would like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it didn't pack quite as an emotional punch as I was thinking it was going to pack.
Yeah. And I'll fully agree with you there. I think this is a good enough war film. I think it does its job admirably. It's good to watch, its editing's not too all over the place. The acting's good. Yeah. The score's good. Everything in this is good. Just, it's like going to Chili's. You're never going to have a terrible experience at Chili's, but you're going to probably go there, you're going to have decent food, and that's about the most you're going to be able to say. You're never going to go out of Chili's and go, oh my god, that blew my mind, that was the best thing ever. You're never going to feel like the waiter...
Well, our experiences lately with Chili's.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's usually because we're just so fucking hungry. Sorry, I am turning the volume off my phone because I just realized while we were doing this, like, oh crap, I need to turn that off. I think it is a movie that lacks that emotional punch. Though in the same instance, I get why I didn't go with the emotional punch, because it's a big cliche nowadays. But because that is still, it feels a little, like, I guess, it needs just a little bit more. It needs a little bit more spice, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of an expectation versus reality kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still good. It didn't really take away that much from the movie, I think. Because it was still a good movie. I don't entirely see why this needed to be made, but...
Yeah, that is another thing. And that's the reason why I think the lack of an emotional punch, that real gut check of, humanity, I think it's more noticeable. Because you're like, this is kind of just about a story about a military operation, that's about it.
Yeah, though, I will say, even though it takes place, like, very, very shortly after 9/11... Mm-hmm. And 9/11 was the catalyst for all this. It doesn't really...
It doesn't exploit it.
Yeah, I don't like that one Robert Pattinson movie.
Remember Me?
Yeah, Remember Me.
God, Remember Me sucks so many dicks.
Yeah, it just kind of uses that as a jumping off point.
Yeah, it's simply a device to move the story forward. Which I am thankful for as well, because I'm glad that we don't have a movie that... Technically, its beginning scene has stuff to deal with 9/11, and pretty much it's just... It wants you to only have emotions because of 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the movie is like, okay, we're pissed about this. Let's go do something about it.
Let's go kill some bad guys.
Yeah, it's like, let's defend our country.
Yeah.
It's very patriotic, like...
It's not really a patriotic film, I would say. It's actually more just
it's a patriotic feeling of, kind of feeling of when, we all came together as a country.
Yes and no. I kind of disagree with you on that, because like I said, there's not as much patriotism, which is actually a good thing, because there are some people that are bashing this movie, like, oh, it's just a Go America movie. Not really. This isn't as, like, America as, many other war films that have come out in the past.
Yeah, it's not really over the top about it.
Yeah. In fact, actually, it makes more of a case for the Afghani, at the time, rebels, the Northern Alliance, best way to put it. It makes more about their bravery and their own, like, willingness to put their lives on the line for what they believe in. It also kind of talks about their squabbles here and there, but never goes too deep. And that's a good and bad thing. Good thing because after a while, I'm pretty sure if you get too much in these squabbles, like any kind of tribal squabbles, no offense, they are different tribes in all essence, it begins to make you think everybody's just stupid in the whole fight. But because it doesn't go anywhere near enough depth, again, it feels a little shallow, I think is the best way to describe this. This is a 4-foot pull. You're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're never going to feel like your life is in danger, but you're never going to feel like it's something mind-blowing. It's something to go have a good time, is the best way to put it. Watch some good action, watch some stuff blow up. And again, like I said, the main focus may be on these soldiers, but it's not on America's direct impact on these soldiers. It's how these soldiers are interacting with these Afghans. Yeah, pretty much rebels who are mostly civilians. And some paramilitary types and all that. But I'm not going to get into military politics. I was just going to tell you, I don't fucking care. There are no shits I give about whether people want to say whether we should have went to war and everything. And that's the good thing I'm glad this movie avoids, because I'm tired of seeing those movies. There's been a bit of a rise of these, should have we have ever went to war, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I don't care, because half these movies who do that message don't always do it in a very intelligent manner. And that's the thing, because it never treats the subject like it should be, which is very down the middle in the gray area, which, like all wars, tend to be. Instead, they veer completely and they make their message obvious that, yes, we never should have went to war because this. But they totally ignore any of the other side's arguments against this. Yeah. This movie leaves that at the door. It's like, all right, this is just what these guys are doing. This is how they felt after, seeing this horrific attack that happened. Fuck off 9/11 conspiracy theory people, you're stupid. Please jump off a bridge. One time I'm going to just outright condone, suicide on people. It's fine. I'll be happy for you. A little dark.
Yeah, you're that much of a dumbass.
Yeah, if you're so stupid that you'll believe, like, oh, missiles took down towers. Wow.
Or if you're so dumb as to eat Tide Pods.
Yeah, you're dumb enough to eat Tide Pods. I don't even think there should be labels. There should be stuff that says, these are tasty. Really?
No, let's just remove all the warning labels and let nature take its course. Evolution at work here.
I'm for it.
I was like, there we go.
But, yeah, this movie, like I said, it leaves all that political bullshit behind, which is a good thing. And honestly, that's all it does, though, is it just kind of leaves the political stuff behind. But because of that, it feels just a little bereft of emotions. Like, you still feel for the soldiers, but beyond that, you don't feel anything else for them.
Yeah, you feel like actual people. Mm-hmm. And the movie is it's simply telling a story.
Yeah.
In a way, honoring.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I guess Hollywood felt like, okay, these soldiers, their story needs to be told. The world needs to know, what they did.
But by the end of it, you're not going to be, it's not, for instance, it's not the same Private Ryan film. It's not a Fury. If y'all have ever seen Fury, Fury is a fantastic, technically anti-war film that is disguised as a war film. But it does its message very, very well. It's surprisingly how great it does it. I know I just mentioned 2 World War II movies. It's not a Full Metal Jacket that has, that punch of anything like that. But it still does the job well. Like I said, the action's still good in it. It's just, I don't think you're going to love this movie, but you're not going to hate this movie. unless you're one of these weirdos who just absolutely despises any kind of action film because it goes over the male patriarchy and some other bullshit that people do say, and I don't know. Like, there's some hate really going on in this movie, and I'm like, did I watch the same movie? I mean, is it the greatest? No. I mean, this is nowhere near one of the best war films I've seen. But
it's a decent movie.
Yeah, it still makes for a good movie, and I don't think it... Like, there was somebody I read the review, like, this is such a pro-American movie. No, it's not. Did I watch the same movie as you? I mean, hell, We Were Soldiers more of an America movie than anything. Black Hawk Down even was more of an America movie than We Were Soldiers. Or, not We Were Soldiers, 12 Strong. This is just... Like I said, this just as promise is just a good war movie. It's good, it's not great, it's there.
Yeah.
That's the most I could really say. Like I said, acting's good. Chris Hemsworth's good in it. Michael Shannon's good when he's in it. He's not in it as much as you were figuring if you watch the trailers. But he's in it does good what he's supposed to do. There was one guy, I swore he was Randall from Clerks because he looked exactly like him.
Thad Luckinbill is the actor's name. Yeah, it looks just like Randall from Clerks. Then again, we were watching Zach and Miri Make a Porno, just a few days before we went to see this movie, so it's like, is that Randall? It's like, yeah, I think that's Randall.
Also helps he has a foul mouth. And that's the other thing, all the soldiers are fun, like, you kind of enjoy them. You get they don't go too much into their story, which is good, though, because you got 12 guys you got to go across.
Yeah, it really just centers on, like, 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, Michael Shannon for the most part, and Michael Pena. I can't remember his character's name at this moment. In fact, that's the biggest problem is I can't remember many of his characters' names.
I can't either.
Yeah, it's like Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, he's the captain. I remember his rank.
I'm going to say he's a leader of the group. Even though Michael Shannon is older, and I think he, like, outranks him or something.
Yeah, he's a warrant officer. Warrant officers are below commissioned officers. They're technically one of the higher echelons of NCOs. Sorry, y'all, I do know a little bit about how military rank was.
Then you've never really been in the military.
Well, in ROTC, that was close enough.
I'd say
It was
high school ROTC.
Yeah, but we still had our own ranks and everything. So, is there more you want to say about this?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, this is a short review because that's the best way to describe this movie. It's like, if you really want to go see a decent war movie, go see it.
Or even just a decent movie.
Yeah, like I said, it's a decent movie. You're not going to walk out angry at it or anything like that.
It wasn't, like, absolutely fantastic, but it wasn't bad either.
Yeah, like, I would essentially describe this film as this year so far Monster Trucks, where Monster Trucks was really shit on, and I didn't understand any of the shitting on that it got. I'm like, Monster Trucks was fine. Was it the greatest movie ever? No, but it was okay.
He's so cute.
Yeah, and Creech is also the most adorable thing ever.
Especially when you realize that he's just a baby.
Yeah,
You're so cute. I just love you, loving you.
Yeah,
like those manta rays in Shreveport.
Yeah. Yeah, while we were there, Megan fell in love with manta rays, and now she wants us to get a house and dig up the entire backyard and make it a giant pool so we can have manta rays. Yeah,
They kept coming out to us like, hi, big pets. Like little puppies. Like, hi, y'all are cute.
They're water puppies.
Yep, exactly. Puppies of the sea.
Yeah, if you want to go see a decent film, 12 Strong's not bad. If you're wanting something that has a lot of heart into it, wait till it comes out on DVD. In fact, this is one of those really good, like, I heard this was alright, and watch on Netflix. I think you'll be more than happy to see it there. Or if you, rent it from Redbox or something like that. I don't think you're going to be upset with yourself. I'll be like, that was fun, that was good, that was a good rental. Nope. It's nothing you need to see in theaters, it's nothing mind-blowing, but it's good. So that's why I keep describing it. So
yeah, I do like that it has heart, and it does, like, humanize, most everybody in this movie, except for, like, the bad guy.
Yeah, in fact, I think he has about 12 lines in the whole movie. Even though he's just,
yeah, mostly just you know, spoiler alert, mostly just killing a lady because she educated her daughters.
Yeah. That's kind of a...
Yeah,
it's kind of an extreme Islamic thing. That's the thing they do.
Yeah, it's mostly just to make you, like, see just how, you know, what an asshole this guy is, just to make you hate him.
Yeah.
And it's effective.
So, what would you give this, though, as a final score?
I was just gonna say that, like, yeah, it does humanize most everybody, though it's like, it just doesn't...
Doesn't give enough of a punch. Like, never got that We Were Soldiers thing. Like, the people always say, it's a real American movie. No, it's really just about these guys and how they suffer or were able to get through a shitty situation. Because there's at one point in We Were Soldiers, whenever they had the taxi guy try to deliver a, not a Dear John letter, but pretty much saying, it's like, hey, your husband, he unfortunately lost his life. And this,
Yeah.
originally she thought the Colonel, Mel Gibson's wife, she thought he was coming there for her, and she just screaming at him in anger, and then he just turned around and was like, lady, I didn't want to do this. Like, they just told us we had to. It's not what I wanted to do. Like, that scene alone, especially whenever they're going around to the different ladies, like, comforting them and talking with them about the fact their husbands died in battle.
Yeah.
It's just like...
killed in action.
Yeah, you're just sitting there like, pouring tears. It never has that scene. Of course, there's been no way. But I think because that's where it lacks its heart. It's like it never has that like grounded, oh, here's what's happening in the other world, this is how this is affecting.
Yeah, by the end of it all, I was like, well, that's good.
Yeah, that's as much you can say by the end. You're like, all right, well, that's a good movie.
Like, all I'm saying, like, about the ending itself, like, well, you know, that's good. You know,
yeah.
You know, how it ended.
Yeah. Just to let you know they lived. Yeah, they lived. The end.
Spoiler.
not too much of a spoiler. That's the other thing. Like, you can research this online.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad as... I'm going to talk about something else real quick. Sorry, I'm going to detract for a little bit. There is a film called The Ninth Company. It's strange enough also about Afghanistan. But it deals with the Russian original invasion of Afghanistan. People may say, oh, well, they were invading. Fuck off, I don't care. When Russia originally invaded, and near the end of their occupation of Afghanistan, there was this group there called the Ninth Company. There was this big fight that happened. Hundreds and hundreds of Afghani, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Pretty much Afghani rebels were fighting against them. Pretty much the precursor to some of the Taliban and the Northern Alliance. Yes, those who try to say, oh, they were all Taliban, America helped give them arms. Like, no. It's so much more complicated than all that. And I'm not getting into it to break it down. It'll take me 7 years and 14 batteries to do it. But there was this fight that happened, and the Russians just barely held them off in all essence. But in reality, like, 2 guys died and like a few dozen got injured. Or pretty, severely injured, like lost arms and limbs. But they lived. Now, Ninth Company is a film supposed to be traumatizing that. Now, I know all films, when they begin to do traumatizations, it tends to take liberties here and there. First off, Ninth Company rips off Full Metal Jacket at the beginning, which is not particularly interesting. It's like, I've seen this, I've seen it done better, because not only that, his like threats and saying stuff is not anywhere near as good. And don't watch the movie with the dub. The dub is the worst thing ever. But then it gets worse whenever they finally get to Afghanistan, because it starts to rip off like Saving Private Ryan at points, and then the Ninth Company is down to literally one last guy, and he somehow makes it out of it all, and they get the reinforcements, and he's like angry that they didn't come sooner. It's like, that's not even close to history. I mean, I'm upset with how Black Hawk Down really did take apart certain parts of the history and kind of ignored a lot of it, rearranged it in stupid ways. It's really Scott for you. But I mean, this movie straight up, it tried to make a anti-war film over a thing that it couldn't have made a anti-war message over. And not only that, but this is a real event that happened. I mean, the numbers can be figured out. It's like exactly how many people died during this. And it, like, blows it out of proportion. And it's like, okay, barely anybody fucking died in this battle. A bunch of Afghans died during it. Not only that, but you have all these dudes. It's just because the acting in the movie is just so terrible at Ninth Company. I have to preface that. It's so bad, you just have these guys running towards gunfire, and obviously these guys are shooting at him. I mean, you can see, like, one guy's pointing right at him, and somehow this guy's not getting hit. He's just sitting there shooting. And then suddenly guys will just fall over, like, randomly. It's like they'll just be shooting, just go like that. It's not even like they die. They just kind of fall. Like, suddenly the director goes, no, you're supposed to fall and die. It's like, ow.
Like, oh, nap time.
Yeah, it's like, shit, narcolepsy, what the hell should happen to him? Him with sleepy bullets. Oh, but...
Like sometimes happens in our games.
Yeah. Yeah, really, like, as a Ninth Company's movie that dramatized something but did it in a very poor fashion, this movie, it dramatized something and it at least did a well job of it. I'm pretty sure it takes liberties here and there with the history or from the actual events, but it never felt horribly distracting if that even happened.
Yeah, it feels very realistic. Like, you could easily believe that this is exactly how it happened.
For the most part. There's certain parts I was a little going, oh, sure, it's how that would have happened. But that's a little bit of the military dude in me. So, what would you, though, give this movie as a, final score, though?
8.
I would like to give this a higher score than what I'm probably going to end up giving it, but I can't help the fact that, like I said, the movie still has that problem of, like, it just needs a little bit more heart, a little bit more punch.
Yeah.
And maybe some scenes could have been edited a little bit more, and by saying that, like, I wish certain areas would have been cut or redone a little bit better, but it's more minor gripes than anything, so I give it a 7. It's a decent movie. It has some good parts. I don't think you're going to say this is your favorite film of all time. People say that, I was like, I'm going to call him a liar. But yeah, it's a good movie for what exactly it is. And it's a good, decent old fluff to go watch. Mm-hmm. So, hey, just hang on tight though. We're going to get to the death cure here in just a minute. And you can tell by my tone and Megan's face how wonderful that was. So,
that was an experience.
So yeah, we'll get with you in a little bit about Death Cure. So until then, we'll say bye-bye, everybody.
Ta-ta.